Hello, teachers. Students here with us today to observe our activity and as well as judge. Our activity today are Mrs. Maribel Panerio, Sir Rodel Dritito, and Miss Fatima Mahilo. Previously, we have tackled about earthquakes and cyclones. In your previous year, we have tackled about the different typhoon signals and its effects to buildings, infrastructures, and to humanity in general. Public storm warning signals as used by the PAG-ASA or the Philippine Atmospheric, Geophysical, and Astronomical Services to warn people consist of 4 signals, where 4 defines the strongest and 1 is the weakest. The damages brought by different earthquake magnitudes, were discussed as well. PHIVOLCS, or the Philippine Institute of Volcanology and Seismology, also uses a scale to describe the intensity of earthquakes. In the Philippines, intensity scale 1 is scarcely perceptible and 9 is completely devastating. We will be debating on which is more devastating and could bring more damages and casualties to humanity. Is it the earthquake or is it the cyclone? We will be guided with the statement, earthquake is more devastating and damaging than cyclones. Is it really? Yes. We do not know. We will find this out based on your views and opinions. Is it really earthquake that could give us more damages and casualties? If you could choose, where would you prefer to live? In an earthquake-prone area or typhoon-prone area? If your place would be hit by calamities, which is more safer to live? A typhoon-prone area or an earthquake-prone area? So today, we have 2 teams to give and defend their views and stance. From the proposition team, they say earthquakes are more devastating. We have Mr. Jiber Carpiano, we have John Paul Caidan, J. Mares Sidenio, Ronel Valveran, John Paul Yunson, and Maricar Limpaga. On the other side, the opposition, they say cyclones or typhoons are more devastating. So we have Hanili Albit, we have Ivy, Pilin, Papalid, Sosas, and Sarbiran and Albit. Okay. Each member will be given at most 2 minutes to give his view or stand on the issue, after which is the rebuttal, where everybody has a chance to give and to defend his view on the issue. Let us start with the proposition team. You will now give your stand on your issue or on your view.
Good afternoon, teachers. Good afternoon, classmates. This is my opinion about the most destructive and damaging natural disaster. For me, earthquake is the most dangerous and destructive natural disasters than the typhoon or tropical cyclone, because it is a shaking of the ground and it can strike with little to no warning. It has a possibility to kill all the people who live in the world. Earthquakes have many effects that are immediately seen, while some are long-term. It can kill people, both girl and boy, young or old, rich or poor. It's the collapsing of the buildings that tend to be the deadly factor. Many structures, buildings, or human-made will collapse to the ground, killing those people who may stuck inside, because earthquakes do not generally give us much warning when they're coming. People often do not have time to escape. It must often be accounted not for just once, but over and over again. One of the effects of earthquake is the landslide or mudslides. It is common effects during an earthquake because the ground is shaking. Some people die of this effect because they are carried away to the slides of the land. The next is liquefaction. This happens when water saturated sediment moves and acts like a liquid. It is very dangerous because the flowing ground can swallow up the entire buildings and roads. The next is tsunamis. It is a large sea waves that arise from ocean. It's because of the shaking of the continental plates under the sea. Its waves can reach more than tens of feet high and wash all over the large areas of coastal land. One unknown tsunami that happened in the world is the 2004 Indian Ocean tsunami and the tsunami in Japan in 2011. They are considered one of the deadliest natural disasters in history because they killed more than 200,000 people in 14 countries. Tsunamis also destroyed the U.S. Coast Guard in 1972. The next is fires. These are quite the effects during earthquake because of falling buildings and roads can be flammable. Power lines get torn down and electrical wiring in houses becomes exposed. It is very dangerous because it can spiral out of control. And the last is volcanic eruption. It will happen when the earthquake occurs at the bottom of the volcano because it will shake the magma inside the volcano and it will push it out. And that's what we call lava. Once the lava gets outside, all the living things and non-living things near the volcano will destroy, especially to the people who live in that affected area. And also the ashes of the volcano, because it carry a poisonous smell and toxic. Both animals, plants, and people will die because of these ashes. More than billion of world will damage through these effects. That's why I can say that earthquake is the most destructive and damaging natural disaster. Well, did not know when it comes and how strong it is. The only thing we can do is to prepare ourselves before it comes. That's all. Thank you.
Next.
Earthquake, earthquake for me is the worst disaster or calamity. When earthquake happens, many people will die, and after this, there is possibility of having a tsunami. That's why many properties in big buildings will be damaged and many lives will be lost. Earthquake can cause destruction by structurally damaging buildings and dwelling, fires, tsunamis, and mass twisting. Earthquake is one of the most dangerous natural disasters that occur on the earth. This is because the shaking of the ground can strike with little to no warning. And sometimes the ferocious ground shaking can even be felt hundreds of miles away. Earthquakes have a similar effect on objects above Earth's surface. Anything that is near where an earthquake occurs is likely to be affected. Some of the effects are immediately seen, while some are more long-term. Earthquakes have the same effect on land. Landslide and mudslide are common events during an earthquake because the ground is shaken so much that it gets knocked lost and slides downhill, taking anything else down with it. Trees, houses, power lines, and anything else along the hill gets dragged down when the land or mounds come sliding down. That's all.
For me, the greatest and
dangerous disaster ever on Earth is the earthquake, because earthquake is the shaking of the Earth's surface. It can cause several tragedies. One of these is the tsunami. Tsunami is an abnormal disturbance under the ocean. It carries big waves that called tidal waves that can destroy houses and big structures along the bay of the sea. The other effect of the earthquake is the volcanic eruption. Volcanic eruption is also by the disturbance of the earthquake. Once the chamber of the volcano has been irritated, then it can explode. That happens, the people near the volcano is in danger. It's not only two effects having an earthquake, but also the landslide and liquefaction. Landslide and liquefaction happens, the soft soil encounter the seismic wave can collapse and having a landslide. Like the biggest landslide in the Philippines that there's many people died caused by the 7.8 magnitude earthquake. We can predict the earthquake when it occurs so that the government maintain an earthquake drill to be ready in actual incidents. Thank you.
There are many scientific terms that are difficult to understand, but once in a while, scientists actually use words that make sense. Earthquake literally means ground shaking. Geologists also use the term in a broader sense when they talk about what happens below ground that produces the energy that causes the shaking. The earthquake is the perceptible shaking of the surface of the earth, which can be violent enough to destroy major buildings and kill thousands of people. The severity of the shaking can range from barely felt to violent enough to push people around. Earthquakes have destroyed whole cities. They result from the sudden release of energy in the Earth's crust that creates seismic waves. The seismicity, seismism, or seismic activity and size of earthquakes experience over a period of time. At the Earth's surface, earthquakes manifest themselves by shaking and sometimes displacement of the ground. When the epicenter of a large earthquake is located offshore, the seabed may be displaced sufficiently to cause a tsunami. Earthquakes can also trigger landslides and occasionally volcanic activity. In its most general sense, the word earthquake is used to describe any seismic event, whether natural or caused by humans, that generates seismic waves. Earthquakes are caused mostly by rupture of geological faults, but also by other events such as volcanic activity, landslides, mine blasts, and nuclear tests. An earthquake's point of initial rupture is called its focus or hypocenter. The epicenter is the point at ground level directly above the hypocenter. Earthquake may cause injury and lose life, load and bridge damage, general property damage, and collapse or stabilization, potentially leading to a future collapse of buildings. The aftermath may bring disease, lack of basic necessities, and higher insurance premiums. Earthquake also an geological event inside the earth that generates strong vibration. When the vibrations reach the surface, the earth will shake, often causing damage to natural and man-made objects. Earthquakes can occur for a variety of reasons. However, the most common source of earthquakes is movement along fault.
Next.
An earthquake is an abrupt movement of tremor of the Earth's crust or plate that is initiated below or at the surface. With the movement of the plates, they rub against each other or spread apart, causing an earthquake. Earthquake can destroy or cut all connections in one piece. Earthquake is destructive because it can destroy all man-made structures like towers, bridges, buildings, houses, farms, factories. Earthquake is the deadliest calamity in the world because it can kill many people. Earthquake can also cause landslides and mudslides that block highways. Earthquake damage include fire that can be started on the rupturing power glass line. The severe losses may occur earthquakes can also create a big tsunami. Such may be secondary effects of earthquakes. If the dams are completely damaged, which collapse and cause floods. Earthquakes can also affect humans directly because it can cause fatal injury and loss of lives. Based on history, one of the most shocking earthquakes occurred on 23 January 1556 in the province of Shanxi. More than 830,000 people died. Magnitude of 8.
As for me, earthquake is the more dangerous than typhoon. Earthquake is a vibration of earth due to the rapid release of energy, and one of the dangerous natural disasters that occur in Earth. These are the effects of the earthquake, like tsunami, earthquake fault, volcanic eruptions, landslide, and etc. When earthquake happens, the continents crust will feel the vibration or the shaking of the ground, which could be very dangerous or devastating. You will see the buildings and other structure collapse, and a large amount of hundreds of thousands of people will die. Earthquake generally kills people. The collapsing buildings that tend to be deeply factor. Items inside buildings fall on top of the people. Building structure come loose and many times simply collapse to the ground, killing those who may be stuck inside. Because if earthquake are not generally give a smart warning or engineer coming, people often do not have time to speak. So, for me, earthquake is the most dangerous or devastating calamity, not because many of us don't don't know when it may happen or occur.
The Philippines have already experienced strong earthquakes and typhoons. Our proposition team have already given their stand. Now let us hear what the other team, the opposition team, would like to say about their view. Let's start with Annie Arvid.
Good afternoon, everyone. For me, typhoon or a cyclone is more damaging than earthquake. Because according to the history of typhoon, there are almost 20 cyclones enter the Philippine area of responsibility that will unexpectedly happen in every year. In a super typhoon, the wind speed is greater than 200 kilometers per hour. Last year, 2013, fresh from my mind, the super typhoon Yolanda that hits the Philippines, which destroys more than millions of crops, areas, and kills thousands of people. Furthermore, landslide, heavy rains, heavy winds, and storm surge are only some bad effects of a typhoon. Flood is one cause of typhoon that destroys the low coral islands. In the United States, Hurricane Katrina was one of the most costly natural disasters. It caused 125 billion worth of damage. Therefore, typhoon or cyclone is most damaging or devastating calamity in the history. That's the reason why I choose typhoon as the more damaging than earthquake.
In my own opinion, I can say that cyclones are more damaging than earthquakes because many things could be damaged from a cyclone. Strong wind is the main cause of typhoon damage. A typhoon can cause buildings to collapse, destroy telecommunication or electric circuits, damage crops such as high-stem crops, and blow the grain away from rice or wheat, and also strong winds will bring huge waves. Some typhoons' generated wave can reach 10 to 20 meters in height. They can cause shipwrecks at sea. Also, long-term erosion of the seashore by waves can also cause disasters. Typhoons are responsible for causing one of the United States' most costly natural disasters. It caused 125 billion worth of damage. So for us, typhoon is the most damaging or devastating calamity in the history. Remember, according to the internet, the fourth devastating calamity in the history is the Super Typhoon Yolanda that happened in the Philippines in 2013.
For me, typhoon is more damaging than earthquake because typhoon might happen not once in a year, but it might happen many times in a year unexpectedly. And we all know that our country, the Philippines, is surrounded by water. Typhoon or a cyclone is one reason why the tide of the sea become high, or what we call the high tide. Big waves occur that can damage many houses, properties, and resources in every place affected. And not only the properties will be damaged, the worst is the number of deaths. Millions of lives are wasted when we encounter typhoon or a cyclone. The one example of a typhoon that the Philippines encountered was the Yolanda in the past November 2013. It happens in Tacloban. All properties was damaged and thousands of lives wasted in a simple and unexpected typhoon. And that was the reason why I can say that typhoon or cyclone is more damaging than earthquake.
One of the most dangerous climate that happen in our country is typhoon. It kills million people because most of the time, typhoon can bring flooding that is also dangerous to everyone. Storm surge and tidal flooding, one of the most devastating and notable effects from typhoon. Storm surge is the rising wall of water that come ashore with the landfalling typhoon and responsible for 90% of all typhoon-related deaths. High winds the most important effect of the typhoon, since it determines how powerful the storm is and how much storm surge and damage it can cause. Wind in a typhoon can reach up 200 meters per hour. Tornadoes is probably the least thought of effect of a typhoon as a result of the tremendous energy and instability created when a typhoon makes landfall. Most tornadoes that occur in the typhoon are only minimal in strength. Heavy rains and flooding, one of the effects of the typhoon that is completely taken for granted. After typhoon make landfall and their winds abate, the tremendous amount of rainfall become a major factor and can cause significant flooding as with Typhoon Floyd last year.
In my idea, typhoon is more damaging than earthquake because typhoon can cause damage on local islands which at times become flooded with waves that reach a height of 30 meters at sea. And masses of ocean water can sweep across an island, annihilating every structure and tree in their paths. In most cases, structures are able to withstand strong winds of typhoons. Typhoons occur between July and October, bringing torrential rain and extremely strong winds. Landslides can occur to typhoon. There is also a risk of injuries due to fragments that have been blown about and flood tides. There was a million dead people caused by Typhoon Cimarron or Typhoon Taeng in the Philippines and a 125 billion worth of damage caused of this typhoon.
For me, the most devastating among the two is typhoon, because it is the number one problem here in the Philippines, because it brings in heavy rains and heavy winds that can cause a landslide and flood in the street. And also it affects dam, because if it is full of water inside the dam, it can be the reason why you have big flood in flood-prone areas. Fresh in my mind, Super Typhoon Yolanda is being hit to Tacloban. According to the news, there has been many ships that have been carried by the heavy winds to go in the lands and many property that have been damaged in the mountain. Typhoon Yolanda is a super typhoon that entered in the Philippines. It damaged many property and killed 1,000 people. And also super typhoon Yolanda have a storm surge that can cause a big waves and abnormal sea waves that can cause or damage houses near the sea.
Okay, thank you, opposition team. So we have here both teams on their view on which is more damaging or devastating. Is it the earthquake or is it the cyclone? The Philippines have already experienced both calamity. Even you have already cited the fresh in your mind, the typhoon Yolanda that hits the Philippines last year. And some of the proposition team also did cited some of the history where we have experienced earthquake. So let us now proceed to the rebuttal. Anyone who will begin giving his idea regarding what have the other team have just stated? Anybody? Yes, Jiber?
Kung ako po ang tatanungin, kung saan po sa dalawa ang mas maraming pinsala at malakas na kalamidad, para po sa akin, ang mas malakas talaga ang earthquake. Kasi ang earthquake po ay isang pagyanig ng lupa sa ibabaw ng mundo. Bawat lugar po na dinadaanan at tinatamaan ng earthquake, ay wala po itong awang maninira ng mga bagay tulad ng malalaking gusali, mga daan, mga likas na yaman at iba pa. Ang earthquake po ay pumapatay ng kahit sino man, bata man, matanda, babae, lalaki, mayaman o mahirap. Ang earthquake po ay maraming naidudulot na malaking pinsala. Isa na rito yung tsunami. Makikita po natin sa mapa na ang ating bansa na Pilipinas ay pinapaligiran na malaking tubig. Kung mayroon pong earthquake na gaganap sa ilalim ng lupa sa dagat, ay maaari po ito magkadulot ng tsunami. At kung mayroon pong tsunami na mangyari sa Pilipinas, ay talagang walang kahit isa man ang makakaligtas dahil po ang tsunami ay napakataas na tubig na nagagaling po sa dagat po, at kung kahit sino ka man at ano ka man ay hindi ka talaga makaligtas sa tsunami dahil ito po ay napakalakas na kalamidad ay dulot ng earthquake. At kung ako po ang tanungin, mas malakas talaga ang earthquake. Yun ang po.
Thank you. How about the other team? Yes?
Okay, fine. But no, typhoon is the most devastating because the earthquake ay napaghahandaan. Unlike sa typhoon, unpredictable. And it happens every year with almost 20 cyclones that may cause the storm surge. The storm surge is very damaging and most of all, it may kill thousands of people.
Yes. Meron ba kayo isasagot? What about the other team? Yes, John Paul.
Hindi, mas delikado ang lindol kaysa sa bagyo. Kasi ang lindol ay hindi natin malalaman kung kailan ito darating at kung ano ito kalakas. Kung sabihin natin, ang tatama dito sa Pilipinas ay ang pinakamalakas na lindol, meron pa bang makakaligtas? Wala, kasi ang lindol na ito ay sobrang lakas at maraming masasalantang buhay at masisirang gusali.
Yes.
Sangayon po sa sinabi ni Ginoong Vedan, sa katunayan po ang typhoon ay napaghahandaan. Sa katunayan, meron na tayong sa ating makabagong panahon, meron na tayong pneumonia na tinatawag na satellite kung saan nalalaman natin kung meron bang napupuong bagyo o gaano po ito talaga sa saan ito tatama. Unlike sa earthquake kasi po, hindi po ito napaghahandaan. Kaya nga po, ang pamahalaan natin ay nag-maintain ng earthquake drill para sa actual na panahon ng earthquake ay
tubig ay tumaas ng tumaas. Makakaligtas pa ba tayo? Lalo na yung hindi marunong lumangoy at ang mga bata. Hindi natin mapipigilan. Alam na natin kung gaano ito kalakas, kung kailan ito dumating at saan ito tatama, pero hindi natin alam kung anong takbo nito. Maaaring sa lakas ng hangin ay masira ang mga gusali, mga ari-arian at iba pang mga hanap buhay. Hindi rin natin mapipigilan ang mga buhay na mawawala. At maaari pa rin sa lakas ng hangin ay magkaroon ng ipo-ipo. Hindi natin alam kung kailan ito mabubuo at saan. Siguradong ang mga bahay, gusali at taong matatamaan nito ay pwedeng lamunin at hindi natin alam kung gaano ito katagal. Kaya nakakapinsala ang bagyo kaysa sa earthquake dahil hindi natin mababalik ang mga nasira at nasayang sa kalamidad nito.
Yes. Jiber, may masasabi ka?
Kung gano'n ang sinabi mo na kung mayroon pa mas malakas na super typhoon na Yolanda, eh may pag-asa pa tayo na makahanap ng paraan para mapigil yan. Ano nga ba yung purpose ng satellite? Di ba yung satellite na sabi, or yung pag-asa na sabi sa atin na kung gaano kalakas ang bagyo na darating sa Pilipinas at kung kailan ito darating, di ba may pag-asa pa tayo na gawa ng paraan upang maaari rin tayong pumunta sa mga matataas na bundok ba na hindi matatapuan ng mga baha, ng mga kahit ano-ano ba dyan, di ba? Mayroon na kayo tayong pag-asa kung may sakali man na darating na mas malakas pa talaga kaysa sa typhoon Yolanda.
Any additional from the proposition team or any comments from the other team? Okay, may addition si Baldiran.
Sabi ko ni binibigyan ni Ivy, paano daw kung mataas na po yung tubig? Meron naman po tayong tinatalagang mga tagapagligtas na tinatawag natin rescue team. At ang mga nililigtas sila, dinadala po nila sa evacuation center kung saan sigurado po tayong walang mangyari masama doon. Tingnan po.
Salamat. Okay, Ivy.
Hindi. Kaya nga ng sinabi ko, alaman natin kung gaano ito kalakas, kung kailan ito darating at saan ito tatama, pero hindi natin alam kung anong takbo nito. Maaaring sa lakas ng hangin ay masira ang mga gusali, mga ari-arian at iba pang mga hanap buhay. Paano kung mag-iba ang ikot ng panahon? Hindi natin mapipigilan, hindi natin makakayang ipabalita sa iba at ipaalerto sa iba kung ang bagyo ay may dulot ng mas malakas na kalamidad.
Salamat. Meron pa ba kayong addition? If you are, yes.
Sa katunayan, may punto rin naman kayo. Ayun po sa mga sinasabi ng mga kasama ko, meron sa mga pinabagong liturhiya, ito lang mga satellite, mga tower, ang mga gamit dyan ay yung ginagamit dyan, mga pag-asa upang malaman nila at inuuwi na meron maging darating sa ating bansa. Ngunit ang lindol naman po ay wala pong nakakaalam kung kailan ito darating at anong araw. Tulad na lang po mga sa Bohol incident. Kaya marami pong mga bahay ang nawawala at mga hayop at mga likas na yaman ay nawawala dahil sa malakas sa lindol. Kaya lindol ang malakas kasat bagyo.
Ang ko niyan.
Meron pa ba kayong masasabi? So they are saying that earthquakes are more damaging to our natural resources. Yes.
Para sa akin, ang result ay mas malakas kaysa sa bagyo. Dahil kaya nitong masapin na isang syudad o bansa. Maaaring ito magdulot ng baha dahil sa pagkawasak ng malalaking dam. Kung may pinakamalakas na lindol na tatama sa ating bansa, may posibilidad na ang maliliit na isla o pulo ay mabura dahil sa pagtama ng malalaking tsunami.
Oo nga, tama yan.
How about the opposition team? Yes, Annalyn.
No, ika nga walang pinipili ang bagyo. Bata man o matanda. Paano
What can you say? What if the team rescuers will die first? Yes, Maricon.
Hindi naman siguro mangyayari yun, hindi kasi tinatawag na sila na rescue team dahil di sila magaling mamatay kasi handa sila din. Kaya nga sila tinatawag na rescue team eh. Lagi silang handa, ganun silang pang-prevent sa kanilang sarili kung saan sila pumunta na mas safe sa kanilang buhay.
Thank you, Maricor. If you're going to choose, where would you like to live? Where would you prefer to live? In an area where it is earthquake prone, or in an area where it is a typhoon prone? You said that earthquakes are more devastating. Would you like to live in that kind of area? You are saying that cyclones would give more damage to humanity. Would you like to live in that kind of area? Yes, Jiber?
Hindi ko gusto manirahan dyan sa ganyang lugar kasi baka kung sakaling dyan na ako mawawala dito sa mundo kasi nga ang earthquake nga yung mas pinakamalakas at may maraming makadulot ng pinakamaraming pinsala. Kaya ayaw ko nga dyan sa lugar. Kaya gusto kong lumipat sa lugar na mas kung saan ako comfortable at saan ako ligtas.
Yes, Ivy?
No, I am not living in the typhoon area because according to the data, typhoons are responsible for causing thousands of deaths and millions of dollars worth of damage. For instance, a million worth of damage was caused by Typhoon Cimarron or Typhoon Hae in our country. Hurricane Katrina was one of the United States' most costly natural disasters. It caused 125 billion worth of damage. So, hindi ako titira sa ganyang lugar dahil hindi mapapatayan ng typhoon ang lakas at ang pinsala ng earthquake.
Yes.
Para ko sa akin, mas pipiliin ko na lang po yung typhoon prone area kasi po, yung typhoon, paghahandaan mo po kasi yan yung yung pag-asa po ay nagbabalita kung saan ito tatama at ilan. Kaya po, may panahon pa po tayo na magpapaganda sa pag-igas. Kung may mamamatay na mango, dahil narituloy sa pag-asa ng mga
Yes? Ara?
Batay sa sinabi ni Maricar na hindi agad mamamatay ang rescuer dahil tinawag silang na rescuer. Paano kung sila ay patungo sa kanilang sa isang trahedya o sa binagyong lugar? Hindi natin alam kung may tatawag sa kanila ng mga kahoy o mga poste. Baka yun na ang dahilan na mamatay sila kaya hindi sila. Pero may posible na sila yung unang mamatay kaysa sa isang lugar na tinamaan ng bagyo.
Yes, Maricor.
Mamamatay nga sila, pero hindi naman siguro sila lahat, meron naman siguro matitira.
Okay, so the preposition here, they are telling us that earthquakes would appear abruptly without any preparation. So pwedeng dumating ang isang earthquake na hindi natin alam. So ang sinasabi nila, ang typhoon is na paghahandaan daw. Kasi we are told by the Pag-asa is broadcasting any namumuong typhoon in our Philippine area of responsibility. What if both calamities, we do not know the appearance and when will it appear, both calamities. What would you do if suddenly your place will be struck by that calamity? Or in other words, paano kung biglang dumating yung typhoon na hindi mo alam? Paano kung biglang dumating ang earthquake na hindi mo alam? What will you do? Yes, Maricar.
Ma'am, kung oras na talaga ako.
Yes, correct. Pero what if lang at walang gagawin. Siyempre, of course, we will do something. Yes.
Lagi naman po natin tatandaan yung mga sa mga summer, mga summer, ano gagawin. Next time, sabihin natin, nagpila tayo sa kanyang kalamitan.
Yes. Ziber?
Kung masakali po na may bagyo or lindol po na biglang darating sa ating lugar, ang isa na po natin gagawin ay kailangan po natin ihanda ang ating sarili na baka yan na po ata ang oras na tayo ay mamatay. Ang kailangan po natin gawin ay ano po yung ating mga sarili is ihanda natin na tayo talaga ay handa na mamatay kahit ano pa man niya kalakas ang bagyo or earthquake. Basta sa atin na ay may security tayo sa ating buhay.
Salamat. How about the other team? Yes, Anili.
If may darating man pong bagyo dito sa ating lugar, don't be panic. Always be ready and first and foremost, believe in God.
Okay. Yes, Ivy.
Isa lang ang sasabihin ko, magdasal. Faith and prayer may be invisible, but they all make things possible. Ang prayer talaga ang una nating magagawa. Manampalataya tayo sa Diyos. Pinanalig natin sa Diyos ang lahat. Siya na ang bahala sa buhay natin at sa lahat ng taong nakasalalay dito.
Okay, thank you very much. Yes, John Paul, kay Dan.
Oo, tama ang sinabi ni Ivy, magdasal. Pero dapat gumawa tayo ng paraan para gabayan tayo ng Diyos. At sana, at kung magdasal man tayo, dapat bigyan natin ng gawa upang maligtas tayo sa trahedya niya.
Okay, so very good, John Paul. All that you have said are all correct. So we just pray that we will be all saved if a tragedy or a calamity like that will come to our place. But let's talk about survival rate. Survival rate. Kung darating ang bagyo o earthquake o lindol sa inyong lugar, what do you think? Saan ang mas may malaking possibility na makakasurvive kayo? Yes, Anili?
We can survive in an earthquake because ito ay napaghahandaan and we have so many evacuation areas.
Okay. Yes, John Paul.
Ang bagyo po ma'am, kasi ang bagyo ay kung meron mang darating na bagyo, napapaghandaan natin yan kasi binabalita yan sa TV o sa radyo. At kung sa earthquake naman, hindi talaga natin yan mapapaghandaan kasi anumang oras, anumang araw, ay lalabas talaga yan at hindi natin malaman kung ano yan kalakas.
Yes, Jiber.
Ako po ay mas pabor sa typhoon kung dyan tayo magbabase sa tanong na yan. Kasi po sa typhoon, masabi po natin marami ang mga taong naliligtas o maliligtas kasi po sa typhoon po ay pwede na po tayo makapaghanda kahit anumang oras, kahit anumang panahon kasi at typhoon po ay dyan na nga natin mahanda ating sarili kapag ang pag-asa po ay nagsabi na may typhoon na darating sa lugar ng Malatibas ba o sa saan. Kung maaari yung mga tao na nanira sa Malatibas is pwede na sila na maghanap ng mga evacuation area kung saan sila maligtas at kung sa earthquake naman ay hindi mo talaga masasabing marami talaga maligtas or nailigtas kasi ang earthquake po nga malakas at marami nga yung pinsala ng earthquake kasi sa typhoon.
Yes, Ethel.
Ayon po ako sa sinabi ni Handy na ang earthquake ay maraming nakakasurvive dahil dito sa ating paaralan, tinuturuan po tayo kung paano makakaligtas
professional ka. Yes, Annalie?
Sa sinabi niyo hindi na paghahandaan ang earthquake, so what's the reason why we're making an earthquake day?
Yes, Gilbert.
Kaya nga tayo gumaganap ng earthquake drill para po na kung sakaling may bigla pong darating na earthquake ay ma-prepare po natin ang ating sarili ko. Kaya nga ginaganap yung cover and hold para po sa ating kapakanan ng ating sarili. Yun naman po.
Okay, Bagiran.
Ang naman namin, hindi talaga ang bagyo, kapag nalibasan talaga, alam natin kung kailan patama. Ang earthquake din, hindi naman natin alam kung kailan patama.
Sabi niya, ang earthquake, hindi ang earthquake is real. Okay, so what the proposition team is trying to say is that we are having an earthquake drill because in order for us to prepare, kasi alam natin na damaging yung earthquake. Okay, how about you, the other opposition team, they are telling us that even though typhoons can be detected earlier, but we do not know how fast or what can we do when the typhoon comes into our place. Kasi wala naman tayong typhoon drill. So it is still damaging because we do not know what to do. Wala kasi tayong typhoon drill. We do not know what to do. So both teams are having their own views on how damaging both calamities are. Now let us proceed with the audience. Do you have any queries or questions about the discussion for today? On which is more devastating or damaging to humanity? Is it the earthquake or the cyclones? Audience, meron pa po ba kayong mga tanong dyan? None? Yes, Lanyuhan.
This is for typhoon, ma'am.
Yes.
How do you prove that the typhoon is more damaging than earthquake?
Yes, Annalyn.
Thank you for your question, Ms. Lanyuhan. It's because of its effects, like floods, landslides, heavy rains, heavy winds, and the most is the storm surge that is almost the same to the tsunami, which can damage the locality of an area.
Okay, is your question being answered? Okay, answer na down. No more questions? So it seems that our audience have clearly grasped what our debaters have said a while ago. So wala na kayong question. Let us now proceed to the comments of our judges. Let us start with Ma'am Fatima. What can you say, Ma'am Fatima?
Okay, good afternoon everyone, to our students and my co-judges. So, based from my observations from your debate, I can say that you have really prepared and exerted an effort to research the different articles related to the topic. So, congratulations to Earthquake and Okay, so my comment only for the earthquake. So, before the rebuttal, so you have given an overview regarding your topic. So, I have observed that all the things that you have said is balik-balik na. For example, si Gilbert, iyon na siya sa mga effects sa earthquake. Ingon siya na ay tsunami, na ay landslide. So, si Juan na po, si John Paul, ibalik na po niya ang mga different destructive effects of earthquake. Pero that's okay because during the rebuttal, so you have shown confidence in answering the different questions thrown by Ma'am Joy. And congratulations. And for the typhoon, so my comments is that during the overview, you have presented a quick yet kanang puno o unod, what we call this, quick yet quick and meeting article or meeting arguments regarding your topic.
on the topic, on the lesson, and is very alert in providing avenue pagkakalisod-lisod ng mga students. So, provide some question wherein the students also can generate questions. So, wala yun labot ang point na low, ano tawag ang klase nag-dull moment. So, to the students, you've done a great job this afternoon. Kaya lang, Ma'am Fatima has already given the mga kakulangan. So, I hope you got it. Next time, you can do it better. Yes. Okay, thank you very much.
Good afternoon. First and foremost, I would like to congratulate everyone, especially our teacher for this afternoon, Joy. And I can see that both teams already have really prepared for this afternoon. The topic is really thought-provoking, very highly contextual. Everyone can relate because issue on earthquake and typhoon is a very hot issue, even in the TV and newspapers, diba? So it is really timely that we discuss these things, especially that our government is really focusing and giving time on preparing the people on how to address, on how to face these calamities. Now, for me, on my own opinion, the team who was dominant for this afternoon is the earthquake team. Okay, so, but I would also commend the effort of the typhoon. Although they would appear na they were should I say a little bit defeated during the debate, pero talagang lumalaban sila. They're trying their best. Now, I would suggest na to Ma'am Joy and to our school, this is a very good activity because our higher order thinking skill is really enhanced, gibaig yun. And the reasoning ability or the reasoning skills of the students is really enhanced. I would also recommend since we are having this kind of activity, especially to you students, if in case you will be given the same task in the future, maybe it will be beneficial in your part if you will do some, not some, but a little bit more research on the topic that you are having. Kasi nakita ko, medyo na talo kayo kasi kulang kayo ng data. Kapag ganito sa debate, kasi you need data. You need lots of information, you need lots of facts to back up your arguments. Ganun di ba? Pero all in all, the activity is really good and I don't know why some of your classmates were not reacting. Perhaps they were mesmerized, intimidated by you. Pero all in all, the topic was really good and really thought-provoking. And I say this debate